This is our Player of the Week analysis.
And that comes with the experience that she has.
Pedraza putting it on a tee for her time and time again. Off the slide, it is Davis. And Merzick once more earning the overpass. At the net and kept up by the Hawkeyes. Pedraza, but that's red in the back row. Up the middle, more great efforts. Pedraza looking to Holland, and how many stops can she make? Ortega flying all over. Still going. Merzick.
This Player of the Week will go into just exactly how much brain power is required for a single volleyball rally for each of our floor officials. Our line judge must be ready to rule on potential server foot faults. And prior to the contact or serve, our first and second referee must judge the legality of alignments by our serving and receiving teams. Our first referee must be a good judge of each and every contact by the players on the floor. Both referees need to know the setter's status, whether she's front or back row. All floor officials must be ready to rule on touch or no touches off blocks. And our second referee should know status of our blockers, the net, and the center line with respect to the blockers. Back to the status of our setter, whether she's front or back row. All officials knowing touch or no touches off the block. And our second referee, again, must stay with our blockers, the net, and the center line. Again, our first referee must keep his or her eye on every contact. Both referees must know the status of each of our setters, whether they're front or back row. Because we have adjusted the net, our second referee must be aware of blockers, net, and center line. And again, our first referee must be aware of each and every contact that's taking place in the rally. Something we take for granted is the positioning of our line judges and our second referees while they're mentally processing every action in the rally. All floor officials must be prepared for potential setter attacks. Setter attacks can often catch defenses off guard, and our line judges may have to move in order to anticipate and make accurate rulings on where volleyballs contact the floor or are saved by the defense. All floor officials should be ready to rule touches or no touches off blocks. And again, our second referee is primarily responsible for blockers' actions with respect to the net and the center line. Still must be aware of the status of our setter by the first and second referees. Again, our first referee still mentally processing the legality of each and every contact by the players on the floor. Both referees are aware of the libero's location when setting and how our libero is setting the ball. And again, all floor officials must be able to rule on touches or no touches off any potential blocks. Again, the first and second referees need to be aware of the status of our setters, front or back row, and all floor officials need to be prepared for setter attacks and the response by our defense. Again, the libero's location when setting and how our libero sets should be something on the minds of both first and second referees. All officials should be aware of touches or no touches off potential blocks. And the second referee primarily responsible for blockers, their actions with respect to the net and the center line. Again, the first and second referee is aware of the status of our setter being front or back row. All floor officials have an opinion on touches or no touches off the block. And our second referee is primarily responsible for blockers and their actions with respect to the net and the center line. This is quite a bit mental knowledge of rules and judgment that is taking place by all floor officials, and yet this awesome rally still continues. Once again, our first and second referees must be aware of the status of our setter, be in front or back row, and all floor officials will have an opinion on touches or no touches off potential blocks. And the second referee has the primary responsibility of the blockers and their actions with respect to the net and the center line. Again, both the first and second referee stay knowledgeable of the status of our setter, and all floor officials are prepared to give accurate rulings on touches or no touches off the block. The second referee, again, is responsible for blockers and their actions with respect to the net and the center line. The first and second referee stay aware of the status of our setter. All floor officials make rulings on touches or no touches off the block, and our line judges are ready with in-out, touch, or antenna calls. A rally that we almost had 50 contacts.
This is our Player of the Week analysis.